What's up guys, Bullet Garage, thank you for joining me. I am here after work and I am going to do the install video of the R&R Racing oil air separator on the Lexus GS F. Check it out guys. So what we got here is the R&R Racing Motorsports Engineering and Tuning since 2001 for the RCF, ISF, and GSF air and oil separator. Bam, and that's what it looks like. So I'm going to show you the install video of this. Stay tuned, check it out, hope you enjoy. Right, guys, just a quick disclaimer, I'm not responsible for any damages that this might cause or warranties that it may void. Just giving that out there, you're doing this at your own risk. So that's that. Alright guys, so this is how the oil catch can and the pipes comes from R&R Racing. I did make small changes to mine and I'll show you that and why I did that. But the instructions are pretty clear. Basically this red piece is the stock PCV system and all we're doing is tapping in the oil catch can to one of the hoses that comes out of there that goes back into the manifold. So instead of going from here straight to the manifold, it goes into the oil catch can, the oil and vapors get separated, and then it routes into the intake manifold. So it's not going directly, so we're not burning, vapor, oil vapors, different air vapors, fuel vapors, whatnot, back into the intake manifold and contaminating the ignition process. This eliminates that. So the instructions are pretty clear. Read through it, it shows you what it does. That's what it looks like when the product is finished. The instructions are pretty clear, but I'm going to show you how I install it and the small tricks that I did to get it to work. Alright guys, so let's get on to the install. Guys, very simple tools you might need: a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head, a 13mm socket. I think the stock bolts are a 10mm. Flathead needle nose pliers, regular pliers. You got the 2 bolts that come that you're going to be replacing from the original. You got spacers, hose clamp. This here is the actual oil catch can. Very simple design, very simple. Small drain at the bottom. The 2 hoses that come with it, and as you can see, mine look a little different than the factory. Originally they come in this color, the blue. I plasti dipped mine to this matte black because I don't want them to be as visible on the car when they're installed, because I don't want the dealer giving me crap about, you might void your warranty, this and this. This way it's less visible, they probably won't even notice that it's there, and it's less hassle for me. Spray painting it takes a quick 10 minutes. And is the mounting bracket here. I also plasti dipped this because originally it has their logo and it's this, silver color. I didn't want that to be that visible in the engine bay, so I plasti dipped it real quick. Plasti dipped the bolts, no biggie. Now let's move on, guys. Here is the glorious V8 of the Lexus GS F. It's a little dirty, excuse that right now, but let's get on with the install. First thing you gotta do is you gotta pop off this engine cover. It's very easy, just pull up. There's 4 little nuts that hold it, and there it is. One-handed, done, easy. Let's put this to the side so it doesn't get damaged. Good old F. V8. Alright, so here is the PCV system. Let me see if I can adjust this lighting a little better. This hose right here comes from deep down of the system where the PCV is, and it's routed up and into the intake manifold right there. So what we're going to be doing, instead of it coming from the PCV system, we're going to route a hose into the oil catch can here and then into the intake manifold. So let's get to it. So there's a couple hoses that we got to get out of the way. This is one of them. So I mean, you don't need any pliers for this. It's pretty easy with your fingers because it's not a crazy connection. So you just pull this up. Might need to pry this up a little bit to get it loose. Be careful because this plastic piece on the intake manifold or on the intake is plastic, so you don't want to break it. All right, that's one. We can move that to the side. The next one is we got a hose clamp on the back here that goes into the intake manifold. So we're gonna undo this hose clamp and pull this hose out. All right, easy enough. Don't let the hose clamp fall down. So this is the hose that goes into the intake manifold. So we're gonna route this down because that's where our intake catch can is gonna sit. The next thing we gotta do is take out 2 bolts. All right guys, so right here and right here were 2 bolts. They were a lot shorter than this because this is what comes with the kit. All you do is you unscrew these bolts because this is where we're gonna be mounting the bracket for the oil catch can. So undo those bolts and we'll move on to the next. All right, so the bracket comes in with this piece towards you because the catch can is going to be mounted underneath this piece. So what we're going to do is these washers go behind it, so they kind of space it out from the, I believe this is the cam in here, so it's spaced out. So we push the washer behind, put the bolt through. So let me do this without hopefully not blocking your view too much. All right, so I put it in, the bolt, the washer's behind it, right there. Let me thread it in by hand. All right, let me get the other piece, the other bolt. Do the same thing. So bolt in first, washer behind it. Like I said before, be careful because the car, my car was driven, so this heater hose, basically upper coolant radiator hose, is pretty warm, so you don't want to burn yourself on that. So let me get these hand tight. They're pretty long bolts that go in here. Sorry, taking a little longer than I thought, but we're almost there. All right, let me bring you in close. So you got the one bolt right here, all tightened up. Second one right there. You can see the washer, and this way the bracket has space in between it. And same thing basically on the other side. All right, so what we're gonna do is snug these 13mm bolts up. You don't have to go crazy tight, just pretty snug is good. All right, one down. This one you do have to move the upper radiator hose down just a little bit because it's hard to get a socket in here. All right, that's tight. Okay, so that is mounted and that is not going anywhere, guys. All right, so let's get to the next step. We're gonna grab our oil catch can and the 2 bolts that come with it on the top. All right, I got the bolts, so here we go. This goes underneath, and there's 2 holes, this one and this one, where these are gonna screw into. So you just align them on the top holes of the mounting bracket and we're good. So there's one. There's 2. I have to wiggle it a little bit to get it in there. Just get it snug, it's not going to go anywhere. And then let's move on to routing these hoses that go to the catch can. Alright, so we got two hoses. One is shorter, the other one is the longer one with this attachment on it. This is the attachment that goes up into this intake manifold right up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a hose clamp on this because I want it to be a nice and snug fit. I don't want that going anywhere. Come on, baby, get on here. Alright, so move this kind of out of your way so you can guys see. I'm going to slide this bad boy on. Okay. Then I'm going to make sure that hose clamp is on there real tight, so I might need to move this out of the way just to give myself some working room. Alright, sorry guys. Let me see here. There we go. Now we're on there. And I'm going to tighten this up. Once again, just get it snug. And we could reconnect this top hose because it will not be in the way anymore. Okay, and one piece of the puzzle is done, just like that. Then, this top hose that we took off, we could reconnect. Alright, good. So this hose that we just connected is going to the bottom. So all you do is just push it in. You see how easy that was? Let me do it again. You push in and you pull out to disconnect. You put it in, you get a flashlight here, you put it in, push it in, and it won't come out. And that one is done. Let's move on to the next one. Alright guys, so the next hose is this one. And that hose that we disconnected right here, which has nothing going to it, this bad boy is going to go in there. So you just got to kind of position the hose. Slide that in there, and I'm going to use a clamp to hold that down. Oops, almost lost my screwdriver. That would have been fun to find. And then what you do is you connect it right there. And that's gonna have some play there. You know, it's gonna move a little bit, but that's no big deal. It's not rubbing on really any of the wires because it's elevated a little bit, and that part is done. So basically guys, that is the installation of the catch can. R&R calls it an air oil separator. You could call it that or a catch can, doesn't matter. As you can see, there's the main piece that I connected. Goes in to the lower portion here. The upper portion goes to this piece that goes into the PCV valve, because that basically comes from there in through here into the catch can. Oil and air gets separated, and just the air comes back into the intake manifold. So that's a simple, clean install. And as you can see, since I plastic dipped mine black, you know, if you step back, it does not catch your eye's attention as much as it would if this piece was chrome how it was and these lines were blue. So that's up to you if you want to do that or not. I took the extra step for that and I like how it looks. Last piece of the puzzle is the engine cover. R&R in their manual says you do have to do some trimming in order to get it to fit. Please note that the engine cover lip needs to be trimmed to fit the air oil separator bracket. Also, the tubing was routed between the bracket instead below as shown in the last picture, yada yada, that doesn't matter. But here you go. So this piece right here, they trim. So if you guys want to have the engine cover still on, you got to trim this piece. I did trim it a little bit. Let me show you how that came out. I mean, I didn't have no special tools. I used the Sawzall, I used the chisel just to get it kind of even. You know, you got to be creative with this. There's no real how-to for that part, but let me show you how mine looks. So there's mine. I mean, you know, it's not real easy to cut because it's a piece of plastic that's not straight. So basically what R&R did is they cut from this corner, went across basically at this height all the way. You know, I didn't feel like doing that, so I just notched it, and right here where one of the mounting bolts holds it, I just notched it up instead of cutting much further. And this works for me, so let me put this on and show you how it looks. All you have to do is just align it. The easiest way to align this is you align the front to the outline of this, push down till you hear the click, and that's it. So install is finished. Sorry about this dirty engine bay. Let me give it a quick wipe for you. But there you go. Make sure all your hoses are connected that you disconnected before, and look how simple and clean that looks. Black blends in. So here's the notch that I did to clear this, and basically that's it. Done, easy, simple, protects the longevity of your car. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. There's plenty more to come on the channel. Like, subscribe, and comment. Take care, guys.